Are we live?
Hello, we're live.
Hello there.
Welcome back to episode 3 of Late Night Hotpot.
No hotpot still.
No
And it's also not late night.
It's also not late night.
midday. Just so that we're clear.
Bro, I really hope that like we're all so loud. Like I hope our voices don't intersect on each other's voice.
I feel like it might. I feel like it might.
I'll just like have to like go like this.
Or get actual mics.
Yeah. So Jeremy, like,
Actually-
how's your week been going?
No, legit, the last one, there was some echoes from you, bro. Can you go on my
Maybe you guys
So
should
do I
sit
actually
a
have to
little
go
bit
like this?
further from each other.
No, I've been just gonna do this whole time.
No, bro. What are you doing?
No, it's gonna sound
I have
echoey.
important things to say.
It's gonna be so echoey.
The way you're holding it looks so awkward, man.
Oh yeah.
Ah.
No, I'm just joking around,
That's fair. That's fair.
Okay.
So, what are your thoughts on the last 2 weeks, and how do you feel about a third person joining your conversation?
Obviously, we got Zoe finally here, you know,
Welcome.
who we thought was,
Arigato.
Any culturally
Are
appropriate.
you culturally appropriating? Are you
Kakuito.
Hi. Hi.
I've been studying Spanish. I mean, not Spanish, Japanese.
Oh my god, we're gonna get canceled, guys.
Kakui desu.
Hi.
That means That means she's cool.
I hope so. I called him Karage the other day at climbing.
You did.
I was like, oh.
I was like, do you call it? Yes, I was like practicing my Japanese with her and our friend Monica,
Okay.
who's like
She's
Japanese.
actually Japanese.
She's
Yeah.
actually Japanese.
Molly's Japanese, like, bro, like, get off Duolingo, man. What the hell is he learning?
Bro,
And he
Monica.
walks up and he's like, Gohan?
Dude, they were yelling. What was that thing from Naruto that you guys were just like yelling in the car?
Okay, Bunshin no Jutsu.
No.
I have no
You know
idea
he
what that is.
If you know, you know.
If you know,
I
you
guess
know,
so.
yeah. Most people will know.
I don't have a brother, so I don't know anything about this, but I
that's
can
true.
imagine.
Once we have our Japan side quest.
Oh my
But
god, that'd be
that's all
fun.
you
Bro. You're Naruto.
Yeah.
I'm Sasuke.
I thought I was Sasuke and you were Itachi, bro.
No, hold on. You're
Okay.
Naruto. I'm Sasuke.
Okay.
She's Sakura. Bro.
Oh, shit!
I have no context, but I've heard of Sakura. I've heard of Sakura.
So
I've heard of
you know what that means,
You're
bro.
right.
You know what that implies, bro.
What's that imply, bro?
Actually, no. You're Sasuke.
Okay.
I'm Naruto.
Okay.
She's Sakura.
Shit.
And then she got a crush on you, bro.
For context, we're cousins. For context, we're cousins. So,
Two of the cousins were dating.
no co.
But for even more context, there's a running joke that they.
There's no running joke. Eddie just likes to think it's a running joke.
What do you mean? Multiple people that we know have always been like, "Are
Who
you guys
have
dating?"
asked? Who have asked?
Okay.
But we do have to preface, we are cousins. We are related.
Technically,
We had a
you wanna get
family
technical,
dinner
you wanna get
yesterday.
technical? She's my second auntie, but
Right.
we won't break it down today on this episode.
I guess so, but we are related. We had a family dinner yesterday. So, yes.
Yesterday.
Yes.
Okay.
After the hike.
We'll be inviting you soon.
I was gonna
They
say.
were
you-
asking about Eddie, bro. They were
Really?
like, "Oh, when's the next episode?" Like,
Dude, my sister wants to come. My sister, she's like, when do I get to come?
like 100th episode, bro. Let us cook first.
Right.
Give us a little bit of time.
Yeah, we my roommate also wants to join. He's actually really
Our
watching.
producer.
watching
He's our producer. He's our producer right now. He's our producer.
Everyone's been asking us, bro. Em asked us yesterday as well. When's the first guest star? I was like, man, I didn't. Bro, my little cousin who's like 17 hasn't even finished high school yet. He was like, yo, can I guest star, bro? I was like, no, bro.
Everybody's trying to be an influencer.
Yeah.
I'm crying. Are we trying to be influencers? Is that what you guys are striving towards right now?
I tried being an not okay. Being an
Influencer
influencer.
Eddie!
Being an influencer is different than making content.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, I agree.
Right.
I
What
agree.
is being an influencer? Like I just think of it as like
I don't
thought
know.
if you have like, 40 Strava followers, you can't take it as you're an influencer, bro.
Nah.
I think you're the only person who's ever thought of like being a Strava influencer. Jimmy has this weird obsession with
You're
getting
right.
people's Strava.
You're right.
Or
There
completing every
is a
Strava
backstory
activity.
behind, the Strava obsession, but
No, just break it down now.
break it down.
Yeah.
Shit, are you for real? Okay.
Yeah. Why are you
So,
obsessed with Strava?
Okay, so 5 years ago.
5 years ago. I didn't even know.
What's that, bro?
Was Strava a thing 5 years ago?
Ancient history right now. Okay, like 5 years ago, when lockdown first hit. So I was like president of this society, like just as lockdown hit. basically we had this like event called like Run with VSAMQ, and then like I didn't really do anything to like actually organize the event, but like my IVP, my internal vice president at the time, basically set it up, and so it was this running event, and then I was like, fuck, like I actually should have got into running back then, but I didn't want to, and then after I got FOMO last year, after my sister's boyfriend ran to the surf, and then like I was off Instagram for a bit of time, and then I reactivated my Instagram the day after the city surf, and I was like, oh my god, like literally half the people on my Instagram story was all just city surf, and I was like, holy shit, like I got FOMO. So that's when I started running, and then I was basically like yeah, that's basically, I don't know, that's just kind of like when the obsession started.
Yeah, but that's then when your interest in running started. That doesn't explain why you're obsessed with Strava. I also like running, but I don't need to collect Strava.
Okay. I'm just a fiend for instant gratification from other people, bro. There's no other way to put it.
He's the first person I know who like treats Strava like it's Instagram. Like it's like
the LinkedIn like of running. I feel.
but nobody like tries to. I've never met anyone who collects Strava.
That's true.
It's
true.
like
He tried getting me on it for the longest time. I was so against it because I was like, I don't wanna. Like I don't know. Like, I get so conscious.
Your man's on Strava, bro. She's like, how, bro? And
I don't know if that's the way to go though. Like,
Okay.
Like it's like a what's that thing that Be Real.
Oh yeah.
Like Be Real is like just for your close friends. It's not like a
that's the
mass
thing.
following
I don't want like
thing.
some random person and like I'm running next to him in the Bay Run to know how I did on my run or what my heart rate is.
You can hide your heart rate, bro. It's fine.
I'm just like that's too much information for someone I don't know.
Okay.
She's literally talking to you. Jeremy fucking like.
Okay, but
Jeremy like analyzes everybody's heart rate.
Oh my god. I still remember like that time we went to we did like a 14K at the Bay Run and like Em had like her heart monitor and Jeremy will be like, oh like what's your heart rate? What's your heart rate? Dude, mine's at 170. What the heck is going on?
Like, heart rate 176. Slow down. And I was like, Em, what's your heart rate? It's like 144, bro. And then after the run finished, I was like, damn, like I was loading the Strava and I was like, man, like I'm trying to check it. And I was like, I'm scrolling like, where's the heart rate, bro? And I was like, bro, like I can't let you check my heart rate like that, bro. And I was like, oh my god.
Health data sensitive information.
For real. Follow HIPAA rules, bro.
Bro, follow what?
Follow HIPAA rules. I guess it's an American thing. You guys
We don't have that.
HIPAA's like in America, it's like
Data
like-
privacy?
yeah, no, but like for healthcare.
Ah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bro, this is just like Riff, bro. I didn't know what Riff meant until last week.
I actually only started using riff recently too.
Okay.
Yeah. I like the word riff,
Riff
It's
just
like-
makes me think of like Pitch Perfect and they did like riff offs for the songs.
Right.
Can you give us a riff, bro?
Dude, no, I can't sing. I'm so sorry. If you guys were expecting me to start breaking out into song.
Bro,
This
so
is not
my
the
friend,
place.
you guys know, so John
Oh.
last week
Yeah.
was like, I was like, John, why don't you? We were in the car like driving somewhere.
Yeah.
I was like, why don't you ever sing? He's like, dude, I think it's because when I was a kid, my mom like told me not to sing when I was in the car. I was like,
Trauma. Wait, but his mom sounds so sweet though. Like his mom supports him in like everything.
yeah, but still,
I guess
you know.
not singing in the car. Maybe it would have been a Broadway
He was like
star
singing something when he was
otherwise.
12, and then like, his mom was like, "Oh, just honey, like stop singing. Like I'm trying to listen to the actual song."
Oh my god, I forgot.
And then ever since then, he doesn't sing.
Emotional damage.
See, I'm telling you, dude, white parents and Asian parents also have different kinds of same trauma, just different kinds.
I'm
Same
crying.
trauma, different kinds.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Didn't you say like one time John was telling you, oh, like my mom, like, bro, she supports me in like everything that I do, man. I'm just like, man, I don't know why. I'm like, you're like, bro, like, give me some of that, bro.
Yeah. Cannot relate.
Yeah. John's our token white friend. Yeah.
Now
And we got him as well.
we have
yeah.
M. I love M.
Yeah, true.
I'm so sweet.
True, but I don't really talk about like the Asian white stuff with them.
I'm
not as
comfortable.
I'm not as comfortable. Like with John, I'll be like, bro, like, you're so white for that, bro.
No, you know what's funny? Because like me and Carol, when we first dissected, we were like, I think Eddie's whiter than John, dude. Like, what do we do?
Yeah, Zoe was like, oh, yo, like, after that weekend where I mixed up the things, and so it was like, oh, like, John came over, and, like, my mate, I was making, like, it's like this specific broth, and I was like, oh, like, I don't know whether John's gonna...
Yeah, I was just
I
like,
don't
it's
know
really
whether John's gonna
verbally.
like, handle this one, so it was like, Yo, like, I was impressed, man. Like, I don't know if any could have taken this suit, man. There was
There was,
like
like,
herbal
chilies.
medicine in
There were
there.
sliced chilies.
Like, she was like, man, like, yeah.
Bro, as much
Like, Zoe was like, yo, John is a UNSW. All his friends are Asian. Most of our group is Asian. I was like, dude, Loki, John's higher than 80 right now, bro.
The first thing I remember when you guys first met was him trying to roast you about not being hot. That was just like a whole thing for a while.
it's been a common
Bro,
thing.
it's still a thing, bro.
It's still a
Actually
thing.
wanna know. We're gonna ask our viewers whether he's actually hot or not, bro. Until Eddie does a DNA test, bro, and that shit doesn't say Mongolian, like, I ain't believing that, man.
What makes you think I'm not hot?
Oh,
Just because I'm tall
yeah, bro. Facial features, man.
Are
and
we-
tan?
Are we just racial profiling right now? Is this okay to be on the pod? I'm like,
It's
Look
okay.
at-
The racial profile. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Bro, no, I promise you, I'm pure on, bro. I'll show you a picture of my parents. I'll show you a picture of my parents. Yeah.
Bro, you can show me the pictures of your parents, bro, but I need that ancestry test, bro. Oh, man. Anyways, alright, let's move on.
what were we talking about? I don't even remember.
For this week in general? Well, you had that issue with the finances, right?
Yes.
Tell
So
us about it.
Did we talk
break
into
it
it?
down, bro. Tell us
Uh,
the line by line item of, you know,
oh my
starting
god.
salary. You know,
Oh my God.
that last
Is-
facial you got.
all the lash appointments while you can't move out. Because you got lash appointments.
I feel like I'm being
Sunset.
flamed. I feel like I need a girl to like back me up right now.
She's like, everything's so expensive.
Dude, but to be real though, I think cost of living is pretty like I was walking down Central and at the Chalmers Street exit there was someone who painted this thing on the floor. You know how there's a crime scene? They do like that white outline of paint.
Yeah.
And like so someone did like a white outline of like a stick man, right? And there was like cost of living, cost of living, cost of living, cost of living. So death by cost of living. Which is like I think it's like a real thing though, and like a lot of people talk about it in like their 20s or 30s or like however whatever stage you are. It's like a real thing. But what came up for me was like I was considering moving out sometime this year and like somewhere closer to the inner west, like to be around like young professionals and just a little bit closer to where all my hobbies are.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
What do you?
What's the real young professional? That was like you.
And all my, no. Yeah, like close to where my friends are because
Okay.
I like love where I grew up in, but it's just a very family suburb where like it's close to a lot of schools and it's like a chill place. But I just want to experience something that's different from where I grew up in and just I don't know, like explore a different space.
Bro, you just want to be close to the crew, man.
That's also yeah, which I feel like is a valid thing though,
Yeah,
right?
sure.
But I also get the other part. Like you want to be like where like it's like if you're living in New York City and then you're living like
Basically,
in like Westchester. It's
I
like the
don't know
suburb.
what-
It's like an American thing. But like, well, yeah, no, I get you. You're like living in a suburb and you want to live in the city. You're like mid-20s.
it's like different,
yeah.
right? It's like where you grew up, like where
Yeah.
what reminds you of family, like where you're kind of always comfortable in versus like oh, like a new suburb. You have to like find a new coffee spot. You find a new third place, like
Yeah.
where you like to get your groceries and like kind of like just navigate. I'm also someone who like likes a little bit of change like every couple of years. So I just like, oh, maybe it's like a time and space for that now that like I've been working for a couple of years, I've saved up a little bit, but then like actually like sitting down and like doing the finances of like, oh, like what goes in, what comes out. Cause I feel like you actually have to like list down every single transaction that you make and like categorize them to actually see, because it's very easy when you're busy where it's just like, oh, like I roughly know how much I spend, but then you don't really like break it down like line by line and like number wise, like how that kind of looks like. And I was like, oh, cause I feel like I've gotten to a little bit of habit of saving, but like I was doing the numbers with moving out and like the rough suburbs that I like, because it does range a fair bit depending on like how many people you move in with, if it's a new apartment, if it's like an old apartment, like utilities, that kind of stuff. And I was like, oh, like I actually won't end up like saving like too much, and I was a bit like nervous about that because like I do eventually want to own a property in Sydney, and it's like another like I have friends who are like trying to buy this year or have bought, and they were like the toss up between like, oh, do I want to buy an apartment? Do I want investment property? Do I want to like buy a joint place with my partner to get a house somewhere out? And it's like all these big decisions and all like, how do I say? Like you do need to plan, but you can't plan too strictly too where it's like, oh, you're not enjoying your day-to-day life too, which I also value.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, like I had a couple conversation with friends who have like moved out or are like paying rent and stuff out, like moving out of their family home. They're like, yeah, I feel like as long as you're not impulsive about it and you're being like intentional, like this is the year or the couple years that you're intentionally moving out to gain these new experiences. And that's like, it's like an investment, right? To a certain extent. It's like wealth in terms of experience versus like wealth in terms of like actual financial assets or whatever. So yeah, it's just like something that I relate to. I feel like when I first talked about it, I was like, oh my God, like it'll be so fun, like being all these, like being super close and stuff. And all these benefits you gain from like living in a new space. But there's also like the untalked about parts where like, oh, there's like movers costs, the bond, just setting things up, and just like I probably won't have access to the car anymore because like my sister will take the car, and like public transport costs, like maybe I will save, maybe I'll spend more, who knows. Just all these like hidden costs, and it's like it's very easy to just like not think about them unless you actually like.
So you crunch the numbers after Kiro asks you to move in.
Kind of like not super strictly, but I just actually like laid stuff out, like how much I spent now. Like you know when you do your credit, when you're applying for a credit card, that's like how much you spent on this. I just do like rough estimates, but I actually sat down and I'm like, okay, like I would probably have to like forego like saving as much. Like something has got to go because there's like a new expense that's like regular and reoccurring, and is like rent is kind of an essential cost,
right?
Depending how you look at it. But yeah, so that was just like.
So do you track like your finances? Like yeah, how thoroughly do you track your finances? Like before and then now, like.
I feel like before, like I had a rough idea because I think some banking apps have like a pretty good cash flow system where you actually you see the numbers like what goes where and like your cash flow in, cash flow out, and I roughly categorize them. And I think I try to do it like every quarter, like a whole like spreadsheet roughly of how it does. There's one time I tried to do month to month, but like I would end up doing it like every 3 months anyway. So it kind of like transition to every quarter kind of thing. But then I am quite spontaneous as a person, and traveling was like my big priority in like the last 2 years. So every time like an opportunity came up with like traveling with friends and stuff, like I would always be down. And like I think because I didn't rent, like I always had that buffer to take on like opportunities
for
like
sure,
that.
Yeah.
So but if I move out, like there's probably less leeway for that sort of stuff. But it's like you're giving up this opportunity to be able to like travel on a pretty short term notice versus like like moving out with your friends and like experiencing like this chapter of your life in like this sort of lifestyle kind of thing.
So you finally like some kind of budgeting rule, like you want to save a percentage of your income every.
Kind of, because eventually I do want to own a place in Sydney. I don't know how that looks, like an apartment, like a house with a partner, without like, that is a goal. Like I do eventually want to own somewhere myself, and so that requires like a little bit of saving as well. Or if I want to get investment property, like I don't really know, but I just want to own something eventually. And that's like one of my goals. So it's like I had to like temporarily like park that goal to like do
so you're trying to save,
priority.
So you have a target savings each month.
Kind of like I try to like a certain percentage I try to hit.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's just like that part has to be like a bit reduced and stuff like that.
What's the percentage you're trying to hit?
Like 20%, I feel.
20% of your
like post-tax?
Post-tax monthly income.
Yes.
Okay, I think it's a good number. I think the 10 to 20
but
is
obviously
pretty
like
good.
it fluctuates. Like it's like, for example, my mom was visiting like last month. Obviously like I want to try to like bring her out and like pay for more things. So that was probably more like 10% the last month. But
I always feel like when my parents visit, I get my parents pay for everything.
I know, but I know. It's a give and take. It's a give and take. But like certain like driving, like taking them out, because like my mom doesn't have like a local credit card,
right?
Or, like a local debit card, so I just like tap and stuff, and she tries to like pay me back.
Like those aren't coming here to visit her. You're going back to the States.
Nah, even though my parents came to visit me, bro, I'd be like, I mean, I chip in.
Are you an only child? Are you?
Bro, I forgot my card. Like something's not working. Like they sent me an email. Like it's jammed at the moment. Like
oh my god, I'm
like,
sorry.
No, I would chip in like symbolically, right? Like for like like
any like goes to town. Like, there's no card. I'm sorry.
No. It's like I'm on a date, bro. It's like the first date. I'm like, I'll reach for the wallet, bro.
Oh my god.
I'll reach,
You're waiting for them to ask
I'll
you.
reach for the check. I'll do it extremely slowly. Wait.
Oh my god. Wait.
Yo, why you having muscle starts today?
I need Mavis in the room right now.
No, but honestly though, like I think like I would pay for whatever. Like, but like my parents sometimes like I think they like paying for things for me. Yeah. Like it's their way of like
showing love,
caretaking.
Yeah,
and then also their way of showing like they have their shit together. They're like, oh look at me, like I can like pay it for my son. Like, and when I like show Eva, I'm like, oh dad, can you just get this? It means like it's like some kind of like not hierarchy. It's like I put them on the pedestal a little bit.
Oh, they like
And they
feeling
like
the
that.
provider.
Yeah, kind of, right? They're
Yeah.
like, oh, he needs me. Like, I have accomplished what I like set out to do when I was younger, which is like,
it's his,
basically provide, and then because if I act like I don't need them at all, it doesn't put them on like a pedestal to some extent.
they like to feel needed.
Kind of, and the pedestal thing is also kind of like I was like they feel good when I'm like, oh, like could you get this, that, like like kind of like acting like I need, you know what I mean? Even though I don't actually need it, but it's like I do it sometimes just to like you know
To make them
needed.
kind of
Ah.
right. Because obviously I compete for myself. Yeah, but it's like it's just like for example, like when I'm at home, like I'm like, oh, like I know, like I learned how to cook now. So that's like, oh, like
We'll find out here. Maybe we'll taste test one of Eddie's cooking dishes in the future.
The other time when I first met Eddie, I was like, yo, my mom would show me how to make this like on FaceTime, like this Chinese.
That's really cute, though.
I was like, bro, didn't you know they cook before? It's like, oh nah, I had like takeout. Like when I was working finance, bro, they had me covered like the whole year, bro.
That's fair, though. I know people who work really crazy hours don't really spend time to cook. But sorry.
Yeah, I never cooked for him, but now I learned how to cook. Honestly, you have to. Maybe it's probably different.
We're gonna have to ask Mavis about this.
Yeah. No, we didn't Mavis to come on.
Bro, it's so funny. It's so funny, dude. Every time
No, I was gonna say, like, we had Hotpot like as a friend group the other day, and like I don't know if it's like a girl thing, but we try to separate the chopsticks you use to pick up red meat and like the raw meat and the chopsticks you actually use to like eat, because obviously there's like food contamination possibilities with that. And the guys are just like, what? We use the same one. And I was, and
bro, you're gonna boil it all eventually.
And the girls just like, no, that's not how you do it.
Like it. I don't know. Germs aside, I think girls care about germs and stuff a lot more than guys do. Like, even Mavis, like, when she comes over, like, everything is so, like, oh my god, there's germs on that. I'm like, I don't see anything.
Germs are microscopic. You're not meant to see them.
Yes, but, like, bro, like, we're making out and stuff. There's germs going on everywhere.
Okay. Too much context.
Like, my rule is if I can't see it, it's not there.
Yeah, and that's how people get sick.
Bro, Eddie was like, yo, like, I made noodles for Mavis the other day, and so, because we were having dumplings before the last episode.
Yeah.
And like, Eddie had the chili oil. I was like, damn, like, fuck, like, I don't fuck with the chili oil. Bro. He's like, oh, like, you want the vinegar, bro? Like Mavis likes the vinegar. I was like, oh, yeah, for sure. So I got the vinegar. Anyways, Eddie was like, oh, like, you know, I made these kind of noodles for Mavis the other day. She kind of didn't like them, bro. Like, my mom was kind of pissed, bro.
That's true.
I was like, damn, that northern south fucking cold way, that flavor be hitting different, bro.
But then I told Mavis that. I was like, yeah, my mom was like, oh, like, I told Mavis, I was like, I told my mom you didn't know that the noodles, and my mom was like, oh, like, it's because she's southern. Whatever.
Yeah.
And Mavis was like, it's kind of true.
It is true, though.
Oh, it's like the taste flavor.
She's like, we eat like rice noodles, you guys eat like wheat noodles or something.
Oh, it's like just flavor palette, right? Like whatever you prefer.
Yeah, like
my mom doesn't like really heavy.
Eddie takes me back to no, I'm not
Oh my god.
I'm from Blacksburg, Virginia, and my ancestors from Shit.
I'm crying.
Let's me taste that authentic food. I'm gonna like be used to. I'm not gonna see one, bro.
I'm not gonna seek
I'm
one,
not gonna
dude.
see one, bro. Like I don't really do it.
Oh my god. Mavis also, I was like, my mom told me how to cook all this stuff. My Mavis is like, oh, I think you're like not doing it correctly. Cause like, I put the. This is how I made the steamed noodles, right? Alright, for more context, I like was gassing up the steamed noodles to Mavis like constantly because I was like. Every time, okay, I have like it's like 7 dishes that I make, right?
Okay.
And every time they
That's
just
pretty
like,
good. That's one day a week.
And he's like,
Right?
Yeah.
damn, I got all these 7 dishes from my mom. 6 out of 7 I got.
no, bro. Like Mavis like, so it's funny because like Mavis will like ask me like, you know, we're texting like what do you eat for dinner?
Yeah.
And like she'll always catch me on the days that I make steamed noodles. So she's like, all you make is. And I'm like, she's like, do you not know how to
He
cook
only
anything
eats
else?
one thing.
And I'm like, no, but like they're gas, but you gotta.
Wait, how do you make steamed noodles? Don't you boil noodles?
Right, so I was gonna finish, right? So this is how you make steamed noodles. Maybe thinks I'm doing it wrong. Let me see what your opinion is.
Yeah.
So basically, I like pan fry the pork.
Okay.
And I put like salt and then dark soy sauce, and then I put the green beans and like other whatever veggies I'm doing. I put it into salt, whatever. I
Okay.
cook it for a little bit, and then I put the water in,
Okay.
and then I put the noodles on top of the water, and then I put
After
the
you
pan.
cooked it.
No,
You haven't cooked the noodles?
no, because
So
they're
you
like
put like raw, crunchy noodles on
no, dip it. It's like it's like an Asian noodle from the Asian store. It's like not meant to be like or like
What kind of noodle is that?
it's like the green bag from Gone Grocer. Like
You're gonna have to give me more of the.
there's like Chinese words on there.
Anyways,
But they're like you don't necessarily. Anyways, I've been eating them for months without boiling them. I'm okay, I think. So.
Wait, so are your noodles like al dente?
I think so.
So I'm just trying to picture how it looks
Spaghetti.
like.
No, but I put the spaghetti. I put the
Spaghetti, man, spaghetti.
No.
Man's making
I put the
Chinese
noodles
mix.
on top of the veggies and the pork with the water already inside.
Okay.
The water's like
is it a
up-
soup or is it a dry? Like, is it like a soup noodle or is it a dry noodle?
I think it's a dry noodle.
Okay, but then you kind of need to make the noodles first. No?
Bro, regardless, just let me finish. Okay, I put the
Let him
noodles.
cook. Let him cook.
Yeah, I put
we gotta test this noodle dish out.
Alright.
We gotta test this noodle dish out.
Okay, I'll test it for you guys. Okay, but basically I put the noodles on top and then I put the pan over it so it steams it.
Okay,
Yeah.
I could see that.
So then the noodles get steamed and then I combine it all together and it like kind of tastes good. I think it tastes good. I think it tastes really good.
It's good for a northern but then southern.
Yeah.
Is this like your mom's recipe?
Yeah.
I feel like I could see how it would work because it's like you just need heat to cook the noodles. I feel like as long as it's cooked all the way through,
Yeah.
it's fine. Because when I cook for myself, I do what's easy, not like the necessarily
Me
the
too.
right steps, just so that I can wash one less pot.
Okay,
so
that's not what I do.
I'm on you. I'll do that to save like one extra washing.
Like, yo, the switch is on.
Bro. Okay, I also think I always do the simpler version just for like the sake of time.
Yeah, because I can't be bothered to like wash two pots.
Yeah, but also like my like bar for food is really low. Like I think a lot of food is good.
Yeah, if it's just edible, Eddie, like, if there's like worms on the ground, like, we going bushwalking, like, Eddie's ready to go, bro. He needs them nutrients.
I don't think anyone would eat a worm off the ground though. That's
Also, why do
Bro, when we were hiking yesterday, like, one of the guys, he pulled up and was like, this nectar thing. He started eating it. I was like, bro, what are you doing?
Yeah, but
And he's
that's
like, yo, it's sweet, man. It's Banksia, bro. Try some.
no,
And
but
I was like,
No, but-
I'm good.
no, but that's what the tour guide said though. It's like he's just like Banksia makes nectar during this time of year.
I was like 500 meters behind, so I didn't hear nothing.
I was like,
Okay.
I think that's very different from eating worms off the ground.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a bad example. I don't even. I don't even.
I was like, that is very different. That is very different.
Although there was one time I almost ate glass. That's a story for another
I'm
time.
like concerned.
I was so embarrassed.
I'm
Okay, I'll
concerned.
tell the story. I'll tell the story.
How the fuck did you almost eat glass?
Okay. Basically, I like had this peanut butter jar that was like
oh my
glass,
god, I'm
right?
scared.
And then I accidentally
Shattered it.
shattered it.
And you're
and
eating
then I
peanut
tried
butter.
to salvage the remaining peanut butter.
Ah.
So I put it in like a little case.
Yeah.
I thought I got all the glass out, but there were still some shards in there. And then the next morning, I like put the shards, not the shards, I put the peanut butter in my yogurt, like fruit bowl that I ate every morning.
Ooh.
I'm like eating.
It's so crunchy, man.
Oh.
I'm like, yo, what kind of yogurt is this, man? Has this been quality assured?
Bro, I thought it was, I got the crunchy peanut butter, right? I was like, oh, this is just good, good peanut butter. And then all of a sudden I hit a big shard. I'm like, that's not right. So I like pull the shard out of my mouth. And I'm like, fuck, this is glass. I like dump all of it immediately. And I'm like, shit, dude, I just swallowed a fuck ton of glass. I asked ChatGPT, I'm like, is it okay to eat glass?
What kind of a prompt is that?
Was this
Shit,
recently?
nah, I'm like, looking at everything like, why is there one entry voice? Okay.
Was this recently?
It was like a month ago.
I thought this
Because I feel like it's an acceptable thing to do if like you're in college, you're like 20, you just moved out, you're like shit, I'm trying to save some money.
Same, bro. 2 weeks ago, and Eddie was like, yo, like, when I normally go to the groceries, like, sometimes I just, like,
Okay, we're cutting this part out.
What are you doing?
We're cutting
yo, bro, like, not 15, but 25 or so.
Anyway, so then I looked it up, and then like ChatGPT was like, "Well, you shouldn't eat."
Yeah, I think.
And they were like, I'm like, oh, like it's just gonna go down. And they were like, no, like glass doesn't like
It's gonna
break down.
cut your.
Yeah, it'll cut your like stomach and shit. And I was like, you should see a medical provider, like an emergency. I was like, fuck. I was on the way to like a tennis match too, so I was like, oh, dude, I gotta like break down the middle of this tennis match.
But it wasn't like a lot. You didn't eat a lot of.
That's what I'm saying. So, and long story short, it ended up being fine. Like I was just.
I think you just like eat hella rice so it comes out together.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
I
was
know.
just like praying.
That's what I do with like fish bones.
I was just praying to the Lord that I would be fine. You know, the Mongolian guy. Oh, my boy, gangster.
Well, I'm very happy your internal organs are okay. You didn't fish them out of there.
Yeah, thankfully it went all right. You know, and I was afraid. This is like when I first started dating Noodles.
Yeah.
And I was meeting her at night. And I was like, I have like this really embarrassing story to tell. Like, I don't know if I don't know if I should tell it. Because you know we just started seeing each other. Yeah, he's like, bro, I was like, I'll tell her. I was like, you have to promise, like, this is just the one time thing. Like, it's, you know, I'm smarter than.
He's like, you got like 10 stories.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, these are stories that if it's like you're 20, like it's fine. Like,
That's
you
what she
didn't
said.
know.
She was
exactly,
like,
but you're like,
it sounds like that's something you would make a common mistake you'd make my little brother would make.
he is the youngest for context.
I am the youngest of two.
But yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
so that's a good lesson. That was class.
Okay.
I guess like for the steamed noodles one, I feel like it depends. I feel like certain cultures have like certain way that they make noodles, and it's like as long as it tastes good to you, it's fine.
Right.
And I also do if it's easy.
Yeah.
So
It is, and then like I don't know, my bar for food is like low. I'm just like it tastes good. Like,
I get it though, because I have friends who are like really, really good and really passionate about cooking. So
Yeah.
they will willingly spend 3 hours to cook a curry from scratch if they
right.
so want to, or they make pho from like scratch and brew it for 6 hours. I'm
Right.
like,
Who's making pho from scratch, bro?
I have friends who would.
Really,
Like,
bro?
they would.
My mom doesn't even make pho from scratch.
No, but-
I need the oldest sibling that makes
But
pho from scratch.
Like it's probably not like
Yeah,
super authentic, but they would love to try to make the effort. Like
Let me
they,
try that broth, bro. I don't
they-
know that.
No, but it's like a hobby thing, right? So
Okay.
they like
Yeah, it's an
try.
activity.
Yeah.
I get it if it's an activity. Like, I'll do that as like an activity.
Yeah, okay.
But like I'm just like in the middle of the workday, I'm trying to get some calories. Like,
Yeah. So I get it.
dude, steamed noodles.
Steamed noodles. Because I don't think I've seen that at a restaurant like ever.
Steamed noodles.
Steamed noodles.
Yeah.
I've seen steamed dumplings, but not steamed
Right.
noodles.
No, steaming is like a low key. I'll make it for
Because
you
I've
guys,
never not boiled noodles that when they're still like crunchy.
All right,
You know
okay,
what I
we'll
mean?
make it one day, and I'll show you.
Okay, I'm down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god, like a noodle rating challenge. I'm actually kind of scared because I'm scared because I eat what's easy too, but it doesn't necessarily appeal to other people because
Yeah.
I can't be bothered seasoning it super well when I'm by myself.
Yeah, me too.
And most of my friends like love like properly seasoned food, and I always feel like a bit judged.
Yeah.
Whenever they're, oh, your food's not that good. I'm like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. I have 3 signature recipes.
They're signatures now, man. Alright. You made them signatures, bro. When did they become signatures? Okay, let me hear it.
Okay, the first is my tangy salmon.
Tangy. Oh, I think you told us about this.
Tangy
before.
salmon. I
Yeah.
made it for Mavis on her second date.
Cute.
And she liked it. She actually does like it. I also made it for Nathan. He liked it too.
Nice.
So I have 2 vouchers.
Okay.
It usually hits.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nice. That's his go-to dish.
Tangy
guys.
salmon also just sounds good, right?
It's also a very small sample space that you go. You haven't tested on it. It's not even 5. It's not even 1 hand, bro.
And how many dishes can Jeremy cook before you roast Eddie?
Yeah, bro.
What?
My cooking journey
I was
inside
like, I think you can only roast if you can do something
That's
better.
true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Well, what's your palate, bro?
My palate?
No, not palate. What's your arsenal? What's your toolbox?
Oh shit, bro.
What's you got anything signature?
What's in his cooking bag?
Yeah, what's in your cooking bag? It's shallow. It's shallow.
Let me tell you. It is pretty shallow. Let me tell you the story, bro. Okay.
Okay.
So it was like last year Christmas, and I was like, oh, like, so we don't really like for our family, we don't really like buy Christmas presents that often anymore because my sister's in Canberra, and it's just something we just kind of get something like small, right? Anyway, it's Christmas Day, and like I'm like, oh, I wonder what these are, bro. It's like pretty square. I'm like, oh, maybe it's a book, bro. I don't really know.
Maybe it's a book.
I believe the book. Yeah, I opened it up. I was like, oh shit, like two cookbooks. So I was like, They're like, my mum gives it to me Christmas Day. It's like Thursday. It's a Thursday, and she's like, we want dinner on Saturday. I was like, okay, radio. Anyways, I'm looking in there. I'm like, okay, like this lemon chicken with like potato. I was like, I'll make this lemon chicken inside recipe. Do you know recipe needs?
Yes, they're great.
Yeah, she's just like some chef who's pretty famous here in Sydney. Anyways, I was like, alright. Bro, I cook. It was like estimated time, like 1 hour 45 preparation. I was like, shit, like.
That's a long time.
Something like that. Like, I might be wrong. Anyways, like, dude, I think that took me like 4.5 hours a day.
It's also Christmas dinner.
I was like, bro, I'm gonna get all the chicken, and then I had to put on gloves and like mash up like this lemon with the herbs and everything. Then I had to get the skin and put it under, bro. And like
That's how you do it. Yeah, I made that before.
You gotta rub it.
The butter, yeah. Because then it's like it retains the juices, so it's like actually succulent.
So you're like, basically put it, bro. That shit took time. I was like, dude, I'm a newbie at this. Anyways, like my auntie came over that day. Was like, first time Jerry's making a meal for the family. Blah 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 blah. Anyways, came over. Like everyone was feeling. I took a bite and I was like, damn, like this meal Loki kind of like hits, bro.
Oh yeah.
I was like, bro, like I don't know, it was just because I made it. Because it was like, man, like there was a lot of effort that went in, like a lot of sweat and tears into this meal. But I was like, yeah, bro, that shit kind of, it was kind of fire, bro. Like I'll put that in my heart.
So what's the cooking
This
time
was also the guy who learned how
Is
to
it still 4
scramble
hours?
eggs, like 2 years ago. Like, this is also the guy who just learned how to scramble his eggs like 2 years ago.
Bro, that's cap, bro. That's cap. That's
Yes.
cap, bro. No, bro.
When did you start
4
cooking?
years ago, bro.
The man is almost 26 for context.
Who taught you?
Huh?
Who taught you?
Just YouTube, bro. You can be anything on YouTube, my God.
It's okay. Everyone's on their own cooking journey.
It's true.
We listen and we don't judge.
Mine's pretty shallow, bro. I didn't go to bed.
You can't roast people on their cooking then.
If you got a shallow bag, you can't roast my bag.
Okay.
Yeah, bro.
Anyways.
You got a deep bag, Zoe?
I think I'm okay. Like, I can take care of myself, but I'm not necessarily that skilled in it. Does that make sense? I can make sure, like, I'm responsible making sure I have all my meals in, but I'm not gonna be hired in a restaurant to do, like, a 5-course meal. What do you mean? You're uninvited to dinner at mine. Eddie's uninvited to dinner at mine.
It's now or never, right?
We should have a potluck.
We're gonna do it.
Hey, I made a pretty good bakute. I feel like everyone rated it pretty well.
I think people like your bakute.
So yeah, you're uninvited to that dinner now.
Wow. Alright, you want to know
John's more Asian than Eddie, bro.
I was like, no, I think Eddie would handle it fine. But
Nah,
it's just
I
like,
definitely would like it. Especially if you like convince me it's like, healthy and nutritious.
yeah, no, it's actually just like broth with like pork ribs and like chicken.
Right.
What about Eddie the first time he ate yum cha, bro?
Oh, true. How was that experience? We were very
shocked.
shocked. We were very shocked.
Well, I mean, like, I told you this before, like, we're literally just like, this is after Zoe ran a half marathon the next day.
Yes.
And I don't think you were there, but the next day we were just hanging out, and they were like, actually, no, the whole day, the night before, they were like, okay, the next day, like, let's get dim sum.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, sure. Like, I just thought, like, let's get dumplings. Yeah. And I was like, sure. Because I guess my whole life, I just thought dim sum equals dumplings. Because, like, in the U.S., like, I don't know, everybody's like, let's get dim sum, and then we end up eating dumplings. So, like,
Fair.
dim sum equals dumplings.
I'm curious, like, what do the Asian Americans call, like, because I call yum cha dim sum in Malaysia, like that, where you, like, go for, like, Chinese brunch with all, like, the steamed, dim sums. Yeah.
I don't know.
Like, we call that meal dim sum, but you guys call it yum cha, which technically actually means drink tea. But, yeah, no, but that, I've had it a lot. I'm just surprised that was Eddie's first time
I had
having
this
yum
one
cha.
the first time. Yeah.
Because, like, your parents... No, but
It's a southern thing.
do your parents eat yum cha?
Well, I asked my mom, I was like, my friends took me to dim sum last week. Like,
Yeah.
have you ever, like, heard of that? Or how come I never knew what that was? Like, why did you embarrass me in front of
No.
my mom was like, actually, my mom was like confused. She's like, what are you talking about? Dim sum? Yum cha? I was like, I was like, yeah, like a thing where they would have a cart, walk around, they give you like.
Actually, that's Hong Kong Cantonese.
Right, so then she was like, oh, like that's like a southern thing. Like we actually never really took you to that as a kid. And I was like, oh.
Anyways, moving on.
Your joke's getting old.
Yeah,
This
bro. One
podcast.
time. Don't abuse it at all. They might have it on Mongolia. You don't know.
That's true. They might have their own version.
Yeah, dude. You want to talk about the Han Dynasty? You want to talk about...
Oh my god.
Okay, anyways, yeah, so my mom didn't really know what it was.
That
And
makes
then,
sense.
like, I remember, like, one time, like, in the US, there's Ding Tai Fung. You heard of that?
Yeah, that's Taiwanese.
So that kind of sounds like dim sum, right? Because it's like Ding.
Oh,
So
you're
I'm like-
stretching a little bit. You're stretching. I think it's fine if you're not Chinese, but you are Chinese. So that's the thing. I mean, it's fine if you're like if that's not your culture.
Right, right.
I'm Chinese. So I'm like, I'm judging you just a little bit.
But I really liked it. It was really good.
And
I,
he went,
I think I don't think I would like it as much if the word like the car concept, right?
yeah.
And apparently that's only in Sydney.
Because it's like I think in Hong Kong.
There's only one left in Hong Kong or something like that.
That does the
Yeah,
car
because
thing.
just to make it like efficient and stuff.
Yeah.
In Malaysia, you can have that too.
Dude, we should create our own and do like the AI electronic carts.
Some places have that. I think Malaysia, like the one I like to go to in Malaysia, has that.
Oh,
but
really?
it's like I don't know. It's like, what
people
are you
enjoy the
to it?
experience of like a middle-aged waitress. Like, how dim sum?
Dim sum's not an actual dish.
I'm sorry, Eddie, I'm not on that one, bro. That's
Bro, dude, have you not heard of 11 Labs?
no, it was
Like AI voice generation?
Really?
They could emulate that.
I have heard that. It's actually really scary because it sounds pretty legit.
It does sound really legit. I've heard of like straight companies like using that for all their
Really?
customer service reps.
Dude, but that's so bad though because you could totally just like ruin someone's life by like making them say some like crazy shit.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
You find AI for some like middle-aged Hong Kong woman and like the specific Cantonese accent that you need in order for us to feel like you know what they say, right? It's like the worse the service, the better the food. Yeah. So it's like you know,
It's like
you
going to
might-
a Karen
you might
diner.
find AI that can replicate that.
No, it's like
This
have
is
you heard of
genius.
like Karen's diner? Like I think there's like a experience for that where like the waitresses just like yell at you. Like that's just the experience.
I've seen that.
Karen's diner. Yeah.
But that's just the norm in Hong Kong, bro.
You can't be roasting people's
Yeah,
culture
Karen's
like that.
The people, the staff is.
Like they're like actors. So they're not actual like servers. So they try to act like a Karen. They're like, oh, like your food, like why? Like they be like sass. There's like a couple in Australia. I can't remember where the one in Sydney is, but like that used to be a thing a couple years ago.
Who created this idea, bro?
It's just for an experience. You're not there to actually eat good food and have good service. It's to experience.
Wait,
a
so like
Karen
they hire
diner.
actresses?
Yeah. Like it's an actor.
Like waitresses and waiters are like trained to like just like be rude to you.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, in a funny way. So like to take the
Right.
piss. So it's funny when like you're also like really sassy and outspoken. You can like kind of speak back. It's like back and forth kind of
Right.
thing. But like it's like yeah, some people hate it, some people love it just for the lulls. So
Mm.
yeah,
Okay.
but I don't know. I feel like comparing Yum Cha to that, people would be very mad.
Bro, I can produce that. I would put in ChatGPT. I'll be like, this is the setting. Like, make sure, this is the common responses. Like, be sassy. Like,
Oh my god, like an AI agent.
Yes, an AI Yum Cha agent.
Oh my
With
god.
voice generation, and the cards just rove in some kind of algorithm. Bro, okay, next
Yeah,
year.
hey, well,
You can't
Next year's one.
digitalize. You're gonna lose the authenticity.
What if it's like I don't want that one. I want fucking Lil Makai or something.
They'd be like, no, eat.
No.
I don't know about this idea, bro. I back you, but I don't know about the idea.
Fine.
No. I do love Yum Cha.
Yeah, I like it a lot. I mean, like, honestly, I eat it 3 times in a week. Like,
Yeah.
Right.
After that, you'll like every week. Let's go. He's making up for all his lost years.
I'm Chinese.
We should bring him to like a Chinese banquet dinner.
Okay, I've done stuff like that.
Okay.
Bro, guys, like, don't back. My parents will be like, dude, you're
I've eaten duck before, bro.
yeah, bro. Yeah, I've been to Beijing more than you have, probably.
Okay, that's true. That's true. That's true.
Yeah, bro. I used to go to China like every other year when I was a kid.
Okay.
Beijing.
What's your favorite, bro? Give us your top 5. Top 3.
What, cities or food?
No, food.
Food?
You go cities as well.
I love food.
I don't really know, like,
Wait, Chinese food specifically,
oh,
or
like, you guys know, like, 果椒酿.
What's that?
It's like the.
did you
the-
literally
No.
just say like
What's that, bro?
dogs barking piss?
It's like a food, like it's like called like it's like a shallot pancake, but it's like called like something with like dog pissing.
Yeah, because I can see the name. It's like kosher where it's like
something like
saliva.
yeah, something like that.
Yeah,
that shit's good.
That's So this is 口叫尿 for dog
barking.
Dog barking piss. That's Andy's number one piss.
It's a shallot pancake.
When we go back to the motherland. Okay, number 2, let's go.
It's a type of shallot pancake.
Okay.
Shallot pancakes are good.
They are so good. I love shallot
Jimping.
pancakes. Yeah, I was gonna say we should go get Chinese breakfast after this.
Okay.
I'm down.
Like youtiao, soy milk.
I kind of want a sandwich too, but
Oh, true. Okay,
no,
we
we can do both. We
Okay,
can
yeah.
do both.
Wait, not necessary. Don't worry. Keep
Well, I don't really remember. Like, let me think. I think like I don't know. Like, yeah, Peking duck was good. Honestly, I really like the street food more than like the fancy banquet dinners.
Fair, which is what like Asia's really good for.
Bro, yeah.
All cultures.
I don't know. Last time I was in Beijing like 9 months ago, and like one of my mom's friend like took us out to like this like really fancy restaurant, and I think I like it, but they just order an excessive amount of food.
They do, but it's the way of like when someone comes over, you have to make sure everyone's like about to explode,
Right.
and you have like.
our ancestors stopped for generations, my God, bro. They were 3 grams of rice, and he's like, yo, like, I need to get my macros into that, man.
And I think that's the only problem with the banquet dinners that I don't like. Is that like
It's too much,
yeah,
and it's so much
excessive
wastage.
amount. And then like we finish, like, all right, let's go home. Like, and you know I hate leftovers. That's like
Yeah,
something.
same.
Yeah, like, I'm like.
Usually you take away though, but you're
I think you can
traveling,
go,
so it's hard.
I think they might have dabao a little bit, yeah, but still, it's like, yeah, I have a policy on for myself, like no leftovers. Like, I haven't had leftovers since like 1999, bro.
That's the year I was born, bro. They're lying.
I'm serious, bro. I have a record. I have a track record. No leftovers. Bro.
So he had leftovers when he was like before he turned 1.
You won, bro.
Yeah.
Well, that's fair. Like, my grandma was like, yo, every grain of rice that you don't eat, bro, that's 1 gray hair that you're gonna get. And I was like,
No. Like the one I heard was like whenever each grain of rice you don't finish, you're gonna get a pimple on your future
Oh,
partner's
that
face.
dude.
Yeah, you heard
Oh,
that?
that's bad.
You heard that one? That's all
I
I'm
already-
saying. No, that's well, I used to hear growing up.
I'd be eating all that rice, bro. Every fucking grain.
And like you can't stick your chopsticks like into your rice bowl because it looks like you are.
Why?
It looks like the incense that you put on when someone passes away.
Yeah.
So it's like bad
I've heard this
juju.
one before.
So yeah.
In Cantonese culture as well, you can't say you're full. Because if you say you're full, the gods won't give you any more food. So you cannot say under any circumstance. I learned this from my uncle Gongzhou.
Oh, I've never heard that.
Never say 火爆, like after you finish.
What do you say?
我太我还饿，我饿死了。Like you just really.
In English.
I've never heard that before.
You can't say I'm full. Then what do
Hey,
you
you
say?
just say I'm still hungry, bro.
What if you're not hungry?
You gotta just keep getting hungry, bro.
I don't think that checks out. But that's also a sign of you never having enough. Though it's like scarcity, no?
Huh?
Isn't that? I don't know. I feel like that's like gluttony is still a sin, no?
Yeah, no. Whenever I like eat more than I can, my parents are like "你没有出息," which is like, what does that mean? Yeah, you have no.
You have no what?
I thought it was like a.
你没有什么？
没出息。
出息什么出什么息？
Are you trying to say like 你没有希望 like,
Kind of. I know.
It's like cause like being able to like access is too much too.
Yeah, no. When I
German.
get like bloated, like after one time, and when I was a kid,
It's like 贪吃. It's like you're too greedy. You know, like you're,
Oh.
yeah, I went to like Lao Sutran, bro. Oh, I was. Yeah, like the restaurant in Chicago, Lao Sutran.
I totally know where that is. Cheetown.
And I ate to the point where I couldn't even move anymore.
Okay.
My parents were like, "Hey, food is ours." I was like, "That's me, baby."
Oh my god. It's like a balance because then like if you're with relatives, they'll make sure you feed until you can't move. But it's also kind of rude to like reject what they give you. Off your
Wait, why
plate.
did you ask me the question? Why did we start talking about this again?
Dude, I don't know.
The food thing? No.
Oh, finances?
No. I don't remember after that. But I'm not talking about like what has to say about the being full thing, or being hungry, like all the omens and stuff.
Oh, you were talking about your favorite foods, and how you didn't
how
fancy
they have, like,
fancy.
so-
You didn't fancy dinners.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, it's one of the leftovers.
Oh, you never
Yeah.
had leftovers since
Never.
1999.
Also,
All right, I know who to give my leftovers to next time.
so John, our token my friend, right? Like we have a policy where like he doesn't let the waiter take. He doesn't finish his food often. He's like, white. He says he's white. He's just like.
I have Asian friends who don't finish.
But basically, he doesn't finish his food often. So I'm always like, we had a policy of our lasting 5-year friendship where like, don't let the waiter take your bowl until I've had a go at your leftovers. So now, every time we get dinner,
He's like the token guy who's just assigned to like dribble that shit out.
it's true, bro. Every time we get to dinner now, we were getting lunch yesterday after climbing with Nathan and Alex.
Yeah.
And then so John, I'm like, well, I finished my food. I'm waiting. John's finishing his food. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, we just touch a relationship. I know that he's finished. Yeah. So then I start digging into his food. Like, not even asking. It's like, Nathan's like, I'm assuming that he's finished, but otherwise we kind of weird. I was like, no, we have that relationship.
It's like sibling energy where it's like, oh, I'm gonna have some of your food.
Yeah. And then when the waitress comes to collect his bowl, it's unfinished, he's like, nah, don't take it. He gives me the bowl.
Oh my god. They got that chemistry.
They're like siblings. It's really cute.
Yeah, we are. Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
No, but it's like the whole finishing your bowl thing. I feel like that's like a whole thing to unpack by yourself. Because I feel like I've had the mentality growing up, but then it's like, because of that, I always overate in the sense where it's I was always really full, but I felt really uncomfortable or sleepy afterwards. And then I only learned much later on when I was old enough to dissect. It's like, oh, I could save that for leftovers the next day. And I don't know. It's just you kind of don't know how to read your hunger cues quite as much. Yeah. Because of that. Because you're all I have to finish this regardless of the portion size. Yeah. It's not meant to be what I'm meant to finish, if that makes sense.
Honestly, it's true. I have a bad habit these days of so when I eat food, I think a lot of people do this. Do you guys do this? When I eat food, I watch YouTube. Okay.
I think it's just a generation thing,
right? Yeah. Okay, and then so I watch YouTube, right? So I try not to.
Mainland China vibes right there, bro. They be scrolling.
They don't have YouTube in mainland China.
Yeah, they be scrolling on other platforms.
No, but everyone watches they start a Netflix.
Yeah, they watch something. They watch something. Yeah. Well, basically, I try not to watch YouTube. I try to be efficient with my day. I don't want to watch
Yeah. I
don't have much downtime. So I only watch TV and YouTube when I'm eating.
Yeah.
And when I'm pooping.
All right. When it's in and when it's out.
Every morning I wake up.
I feel that, bro.
And it's I'm gonna do my morning routine. So it's sure. And I will try to secretly grab that.
That's not good for you. You're not meant to sit on the toilet for that long.
Oh my.
I see it. I'm like, there's some secret.
Hey! No, I hadn't done.
But yeah, anyways,
It should be sanitizing the iPad.
I was like, yeah, she's gonna be offended by that. Huh? What'd you say?
Should be sanitizing the iPad after you come out.
Probably,
I would do that.
Oh my god. Yeah, so I only watch, I only watch YouTube while I eat. Yeah. So then I'm sometimes I'll eat more than, after I'm full, I'll keep eating.
Yeah.
Because I want to keep watching YouTube.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Or it's
I finish a portion, I'm like, oh, fuck
yeah. Well, you don't actually need that serving of food.
I'm trying to watch some more, Instagram Reels or something.
But after you're like, damn it, I can't move.
Yeah, bro.
And you're like, fuck, I have to save that for lunch tomorrow.
Yeah, literally.
So yeah. So I like to give and take and knowing how much you're meant to eat or what you're not. Because I'm like, oh, because that's something I had to learn when I moved out was learn how to portion my food. Yeah. Because I wanted to meal prep or just how much are you meant to keep in the fridge, how much you're going to put in your pan, or how long you can keep food in your fridge. I feel like I had to learn that whole thing when I was meant to cook for myself and myself only. Yeah. Because you don't have someone to feed your leftovers to. So it's okay, what makes sense, what doesn't, what's the most financially optimizable way of like maximizing your food and your groceries out of that week versus not.
No, honestly, like when I first started living by myself, I didn't cook at all. Because when I was in New York,
finance, bro.
They paid for everything, bro. Like
to keep you in the office longer too. What's it called? Cafeteria? No, meal plans.
Yeah, we have meal plans. Cafeterias. But I did actually
portions for that was fucked.
So I went on a tangent. I don't want to get back to what was that? What was the first?
Like portioning for like maximizing financial.
Alright, so the college thing is interesting though. In college, I didn't cook, but I was like in a really big like weightlifting phase in college.
Yeah.
I was trying to like bulk and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I eventually started cooking to just eat more calories, right?
Yeah.
And I would like only cook the most basic stuff. So like
chicken, broccoli, sweet potato.
Even basic that I would get a whole chicken.
Rotisserie! Oh my god! I don't know who done that. You just ate straight out of the rotisserie chicken.
I like yogurt.
Oh my god, tuna? Oh my god.
I was just destroy that, bro. I was like 200 grams of protein.
You're just like eating that shit.
Yeah, no, I have people I know who are like they're training for something, or they're training a weight class. They would do that. So
Yeah, it's pretty gross. But anyways,
did you have an egg ick?
An ick?
Because you know how like people eat so many eggs to get the egg icked.
Oh, like they get tired of eggs?
Yeah, because they're just like because it's good macros.
Yeah, no, I actually didn't get tired of eggs. I think that was fine.
You're just eating rotisserie chicken.
Rotisserie chicken, I got tired
as a
of
whole.
for sure. Yeah,
as a whole.
Yeah. Oh, when my mom would think like they turkey for Thanksgiving, I ate like the whole thing.
You have none for your family.
Bro. Also, my Asian parents don't understand the concept of like bulkies. I was like, Dad, I need some more calories, and he was like, what are you doing? He's like,
is there a monster in your stomach? What's going on?
I was like, oh, I'm 190 now, Dad. And I was like, no, try to go up to 300, bro.
Actually, isn't that bad for your? Surely it hits a point where it's bad for your liver to like digest.
Yeah, for
that
sure.
much. You get
Probably.
kidney stones or something.
Probably, yeah. I stopped.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah. Anyways, what was I? It was the
college cooking phase.
No, before that though.
Finance, cooking, living by yourself.
Frick. There was something before you brought up the college thing.
Cooking by yourself, cooking, portioning, nothing on your plate.
Oh yeah, portioning. Oh, portioning. Oh yeah.
Nothing on your
Portioning.
plate.
Oh my god. So like when I first started cooking for myself.
Yeah.
You're talking about portioning, right?
Yeah.
I tried to learn with my dad. So my dad had this method back when he was living by himself. Where he would cook drop pan. Yeah, he would cook drop pan, which is like that rice and carrots meal in China. You know it? No? You know what I'm talking about? Oh, you don't know it? Okay. I'll have to explain it later. But anyways, it's like this big bowl of like kind of steamed rice or whatever. Mm-hmm. And he would cook like he'll meal prep for 7 days. So he would cook
the same thing.
Of food, and you'd eat it over a week. Okay. I was like, Dad, I'm hopping your footsteps. He's like, son, don't do that. That's unhealthy. Oh, you do that? He's like, yeah.
Oh my god.
He's like, do not do that.
Well, why did he say not to do that?
Because like food goes bad for like he said like portion prep like meal prep for like 3 days max.
You can put it in the freezer.
That's true, but I think it's like still like worse.
But I feel like
fresh food is better.
That's true. Yeah. My dad's very big on like try to eat things like as fresh as possible. Yeah. He doesn't like leftovers. It all connects. That's why he doesn't like leftovers. But then it's a convenience though. Sometimes you just can't be fucked.
I think 1 day leftovers is fine.
Yeah. No, I put stuff in the freezer. Like regardless if I'm having it tomorrow, I'll just put it in the freezer.
When you put it in the freezer, it tastes way worse.
I think that's the thing. You have to cook something that's like freezer friendly. So for example, like anything with like salad or like uncooked veggies would taste bad. But like stews, or like proteins. Okay, proteins I try to freeze, but then vegetables I try to cook fresh.
Yeah, veggies.
So I learned a system now. So like rice and like meats always go in the freezer, but like vegetables I try to cook fresh. Because I think rice when you steam it tastes pretty fine.
Yeah.
And like meats,
rice you can cook pretty quickly.
Yeah, and like meats if you freeze them and you go out and cook them, they taste pretty alright.
Yeah.
So yeah, but anything crunchy, they'll get soggy for sure.
Yeah.
So you gotta pick your battles.
Yeah.
Dude, one day we're gonna have all the dads together, bro. Papa He, Papa Tan, and Papa Bro.
Oh my god.
It's gonna be a party, bro. You haven't met Zoe's dad yet. He's a
actually no. Jeremy loves my dad. Jeremy loves my dad.
Yo, like I used to go there every 2 years back to Malaysia, back to the homeland. Anyways, every time I'm there, like we go. Like, the main thing that we do when we're there is just go to the shopping center.
Because it's too hot to do anything else.
Oh.
It's 30 degrees year round. It's an Asian thing.
I'm like walking, like go on there. Anyway, it's like, Zoe's dad's like, so why are you wearing a hat inside?
Valid question. Valid question.
Wait, was it a beanie or a cap?
No, like like a cat.
Oh, that's normal. That's normal.
It's normal now, but I think back in the day they had like a functional purpose to their clothing. And he was like, "What's fashion, dude?" Oh my god, yeah, like it's like your mom. My mom giving me shit for wearing ripped jeans. She's like, "Why did you pay more for
Why you wear these
ruined?"
broken-ass clothes, bro?
Yeah.
Yeah. I have this friend who's like really adamant that like guys have nothing else to style with besides their hats, so you should get as many hats as possible.
That's
What?
a
Who said
terrible.
that, bro?
That's a terrible. A good haircut can make a difference in a guy. I really think so.
It's true. I think I've been told that I found my haircut today.
Today by who?
No, today. Like,
I was like today. I was like, I don't think you look.
How did you find your haircut today, bro?
not today. Like in the past couple of years.
That's
I used
good.
to have like straight buzz cut or like.
I feel like there was a phase.
I kind of know your haircut.
I feel like that was a phase. Like that, a lot of guys had that. That was like the popular
Yeah.
haircut. But I think now like the trend is to like grow it out.
To
a
grow
little
it out,
bit and like,
yeah.
have it a bit floppy.
Yeah. And I was like, dude, I look the same as every other Asian guy.
There's a reason why it works. There's a reason why it works.
Then somebody's like, you should grow it out. I'm like, I should grow it out, bro.
And if you don't like it, you can just cut it back.
So then I
You know?
grew it out, and I was like, my hit rate with girls was like 7 times higher.
Whoa!
He calculated the stats, guys.
We all keep track.
Oh my god.
I need to cut that. It snows, dude.
Okay, it's fine. It's fine.
I gotta
love
see you guys
that.
riff.
Let's take a pause. Do I pause? I'll pause this. What do we say? But like, there's no one here now.
Yeah, I don't know.
Also, how long am I meant to talk for? It's like been an hour.
It's fine, keep going.
I need to charge my phone after
Yeah,
this.
it's fine. Make sure you keep your.
I feel like it's probably like the loudness is probably in and out. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Because I was like moving my
Yeah.
phone.
Yeah, it's all good.
So yeah, it's just getting warm.
First couple times.
But yeah.
But oh my.
Yeah, no, I was telling him earlier he looked better with it. You look better with your hair not gel
I don't
back.
know, bro. I feel like sometimes I can rock it like not down, but like it's gotta be like unintentional. Like you know what I mean? Like you just.
It's like effortless. I
Yeah,
just
bro, like,
rolled
it's
out
so
of
hard,
bed.
It looks good.
Oh my
You
god.
know, it's like,
Well, I'll be real. I did not wake up like this. I had to style my hair.
yeah, okay, that's alright.
So yeah,
It's calm.
I was like, my hair only looks good when it's stopped because it's so damaged from the bleach.
If I don't gel it, I'm just like, like I feel like I don't look good. Like it's gonna impact my mood. It's gonna impact like,
That's fair. It's like well, you feel good when you feel good when you're. How do I say? You're more confident when you feel good. Yeah.
You look good, then you feel good,
Yeah.
and then from there you like, you do everything's good.
Yeah. No,
Come
basically.
back, bro. So I just be you can't really leave the episode mid.
What?
Nature calls.
Is everything crumbling? Without me?
You're a more star, bro. Mr. Eddie.
What are we talking about?
No, I was just saying how I was saying how he kind of looks better with his hair down too. I feel like that, like the gel out hairstyle was like really popular when everyone was in like high school and stuff.
Am I still living like back in 2017?
Yeah, it's like during 2017. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Someone said that they were a worker, and it was just like, man, why are you still wearing skinny jeans, bro? 2024.
Yeah, no, I'm
Skinny jeans, yeah.
Yeah, you were skinny jeans too.
I know.
You know, are these not skinny?
These are Lulus.
Oh, the Lulu joggers.
I was
The guy.
literally about to say, skinny jeans are out.
The Lulu.
Some
Okay,
Lulus are in.
people at work love.
Some Lulus
People
are in.
at work love their Lulu joggers.
Where did I hear this from? You just know. You just know. If you know, you know.
Nathan loves his Lulu joggers too. I think. No,
What,
it's
men's
not.
Lulu?
It's not. Like
All right. Okay. Actually, what's in now is the parachute pants.
I love parachute pants.
One of the high guests was wearing those parachute pants.
Yeah, I just love
Yeah.
big baggy pants.
Parachute pants are definitely.
I love big baggy pants.
I got some from Uniqlo the other day, and like I wear them like to the climbing gym. I wear them out. But also, like, I think they're not like that formal, right? Because me and
They're
Dave
more
went to
casual.
a boat party last week for like her boyfriend's birthday,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, oh, I'm gonna wear my parachute pants. She's like, I don't think it's the occasion for that. And I was like, what do you mean? Like, parachute pants are sick.
I get it's like fashionable, but it's not boat party vibes. Does that make sense? Like boat
okay.
party vibes is more like cocktail,
Right,
not
yeah.
cocktail. Yeah,
Right.
like beach party sort of
Right.
vibe. But parachute pants are like streetwear vibes. I
Right.
feel.
Right.
You know
I
what
wanna-
I'm saying? No, but parachute pants are good. But there's like not boat party, I guess.
Yeah,
She was
I
wearing
get
like
that.
a cocktail dress.
She was wearing a
though.
she was wearing a
Yeah,
dress.
yeah. Then wear a dress shirt
Yeah,
and
it
like
was
slacks.
funky about that.
Yeah.
Who's this guy that you followed? Did you get him on the street or something?
Oh.
Nah, yeah, and then like honestly like it's also like not super versatile wearing them climbing either, because like
Oh, they're not stretchy.
well when you sweat like the pants stick to you.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
not fun.
It's all swag. Yeah, I'll keep
You
an eye on
need
it.
the jersey material ones, I think.
Right. That's
I think
average,
that
yeah.
one would be good because I know it's the polyester ones. Polyester in a whole is just like bad news for like exercising. I
Yeah,
feel.
yeah.
But yeah,
No, but
so
those are in.
Maybe
Those
we
are
should
in.
make parachute pants. Okay, no.
I feel like you have pretty good fashion sense too.
Thank you. I feel like it's developed over time. It's like I feel like when you're young, you just follow like what's trendy or like what makes sense.
We're waiting, man. Waiting for the outfit of the day. Software.
Dude, I don't. It's like we'll see. I don't know. It'll be fun if I do it. It'll just be like a hobby thing. But I do like enjoy putting outfits together and that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah.
You have a lot of different variety. Although I have seen you wear those Lulu pants. Pretty
That's
often.
because exercising. Is that climbing? It's because of the fifth time we've gone running. It's also the fifth time we've gone running or climbing. I wear the same thing to run and to climb. So
You
yeah.
have so many working out clothes, you know? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's always black Lulus.
Yeah.
I think I wore black Lulus. I brought black Lulus for the run later today too.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Nah, but it's
When do you
good.
think you like developed like a good fashion sense?
Ooh, I think maybe like the last couple years since like after COVID. I think everyone during COVID was kind of just like, oh, I'm kind of everyone was just like in lounge wear, and it's like everyone was at home. It was whatever was comfy. I think maybe 2022 whenever like life started being a bit more normal, and I think I moved back. I started full-time work actually, and I think how I dress now versus how I dress like in college is also different. I think as you get older, like your style just sort of changes too. It's like I don't know, like I don't just wear crop top and skinny jeans anymore. It's like, okay, let's see what looks fun.
Look that you be going for, bro.
I don't know, whatever feels.
Trying to find that man's out there, bro.
I don't dress for a man like just because I like how it looks. Okay. I don't know. It's not like a set style. I think I think as you get older and you earn your own money and you spend money on the clothes, you're like, oh, you want things that last, look good and last versus like yeah. So I'm like, I'd much rather buy like one really good like white shirt that I like that's a bit more expensive than like three that's like cheaper and like gets like looks like worn out after like 6 months.
Yeah.
So
How often do you go shopping?
So I'm the type of shopper where like I don't shop often, but when I shop and I find like a store I like, I can drop a big penny on it. Yeah. So it's like now is a good time because there's a lot of mid-season sales going on, and I'm like trying to be good because I'm doing some traveling next 2 weeks. I'm like, fuck, I can't be spending all this money on.
Okay.
So like it varies, but it's like I don't spend money often. But when I find something I like, I'd be willing to spend on it, if that makes sense.
Okay, I get that.
So yeah.
I get that. I'm kind of the same way. But I can actually like tell you exactly how my fashion like
Give us
has
the
evolved,
journey.
has
Give us
evolved.
the journey.
All right, so I think in high school as a kid, basically, like you're wearing like your soccer teams, you know.
That was cool.
hoodie.
Varsity jacket.
Yeah, varsity jacket.
Because it was cool. It's like where your identity was kind of.
Yeah. And I was like, why is that kid on JV wearing the same thing as me, bro? Like, I'm on varsity, bro.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah, so you wear like your soccer
Hollister.
gear. Hollister was out for my generation.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like kids wore it, but it was like
Brandy Melville was big in like high school and stuff. I feel
I think like
for girls.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't know girls very well, but like girls would just wear like those jeans and then like leggings.
Yeah, it's like the 2000s fashion. You can kind of see the trends and stuff. Jeggings are such a big thing when you were younger too.
What jeggings?
Jeggings, leggings that look like jeans.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
I see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I caused so much controversy in my high school. People were like you know, like I want to wear leggings, like, and then the school was like, no, it's too revealing.
Yeah.
And then they were
so
like,
dumb.
no, that's the point.
Oh my god, yeah, I could see that.
Oh, you had uniforms, yeah.
Yeah, in the States, you don't. I had uniforms too.
Yeah. And let's see. Oh, I had this thing. Okay, so yeah, basically wearing like soccer gear or like, you know, some kind of like club organized gear or like
Yeah, because
whatever.
only if you made the team, you get like
And just like
shirt.
stuff like that, right? Like
Yeah.
your soccer t-shirt and then like, you know, I don't know, just like t-shirts that show some kind of like social status, right?
Yeah.
And then I had this thing when I was like hard in high school, right? For on days where I had exams,
Yeah.
I would wear a dress shirt. And I was like, dress well.
Yeah. To be fair, no, because you know how like in Cambridge and Oxford, they have like a certain like coat that they wear to exams.
Really?
Yeah, it looks like a I don't know what it's called. Like it's a dress shirt, like a coat, proper attire sort of thing.
Really?
It's like a tradition, so they wear that to exam halls.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's like you're not exactly wrong.
Right. That's what I'm saying, bro.
It's just shit on in America, I guess.
Yeah, but it works, guys. 4.0.
Yeah, he's a math major, guys. Went to Vanderbilt.
It didn't work in college. It only worked in high school. Anyways, and then in college, like I kind of like still wore some of that stuff, and then I realized in college everybody was wearing like cooler stuff. Right?
I think
Like,
everyone
button-ups
kind of
and stuff.
developed like a bit of more of their style in college. But
I
also,
think so.
college is such an echo chamber. It's like you kind of wear what everyone in your college would be
A
wearing.
little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Like people wore like button ups and like
Canada Goose.
Yeah, Canada. I mean, girls wore Canada Goose. Guys did too. I got my first parka in college.
Nice.
What do you? Oh, I guess you guys want to wear coats here,
I don't think we're wearing them in Sydney.
right? No, like
Yeah.
parka is like a winter coat.
Oh,
Yeah, like a Canada Goose jacket. Yeah. But like, yeah, so I got my first parka, and then like started wearing button ups, and yeah, kind of like started just like
Develop your style.
develop a little bit,
add more
right?
exploration.
And then I met somebody who had a pretty good fashion sense, and his fashion sense was developed, I think, from his parents and like siblings and stuff.
Ooh.
And so if you have an older sibling, you can develop your fashion sense a lot more quickly.
Yes and no, but I feel like me and my sister dress quite differently.
I feel like you'll take her clothes. Like, for example, she's in high school, you're still wearing like, or she's in college, you're still wearing derpy high school clothes.
Yeah.
And then
They
she'll-
have a big difference in age, like so. I feel like some maybe
A bit different, even like but I could see how if you're similar in age, you could like share clothes because they get the cooler stuff first, and because your older siblings would have the money to buy clothes more too.
Right. Right.
Not convinced.
No. The older sibling like basically evolves. Right?
Uh-huh.
Like, he develops fashion sense based on like in college and then as an adult, and he like see what other people wear,
Yeah.
and then he like has a fashion sense, and then he'll tell you.
What looks good and what
Yeah,
doesn't.
he'll be like, dude, that's like derpy. Like
You should
wear a vest.
But
No,
what if
yeah.
your older sister just got bad fashion sense, bro?
my sister didn't do that for me. I'm saying like my friends' siblings did that for him. So then I copied him.
Yeah.
Right, and then I started wearing like cool.
He's like your
stuff.
big brother. Yeah. That's cute.
So then as an adult, like I started copying like Zara and like H&M and like looking for like clothes that like stood out. Like I started to like buy like like colorful clothes and like designs and like 'cause I used to just wear plain stuff in the past.
Yeah.
But now I was like buying designs and stuff, buying Lulus and like
We love Lulu.
Right.
That shirt you wore last week on the pod, I was like, damn, where did this man buy that? where did he buy that shirt from?
It's nice, right? It's nice. That's sweater. And then now I think I have like a pretty good fashion sense in the sense that like
You know what suits you.
I know what I want.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like it's like the difference between comfort, durability, like sustainability, and like style.
Yeah. I think like the thing to like I learned like growing up is like you have to figure out what suits you because like what looks good on someone else doesn't necessarily translate to something that looks good on you, and like learning a distinction is a bit of like exploration. Spending money on clothes that like you would love to look good on you but won't necessarily do. It's the same for like makeup and stuff for girls too, because like growing up a lot of like the makeup videos as well as like very westernized, right? So it's all like it's very like Eurocentric features. So it's like that makeup style doesn't like suit me. I found that you know how like you look at pictures from like when you're like 16, 17, like oh my god, who let me walk out of the house with my brows looking like that? Like it's just too harsh, like it's too much, and it's like, but you don't know, right? You kind of just like follow what you see other people do and kind of like try it yourself, and it's like it's over like time that you've learned what suits your features and like what suits you, and you just like learn to embrace that more versus just like blindly following someone else.
Yeah. I also feel like with social media these days, like TikTok, I was gonna say like
the inspo
kids be swagging early, bro.
dude. I'm like, they don't have that awkward phase anymore.
They be swagging early, bro.
They doing the doggy like.
Wait, but it's a bit
No,
scary
they're not doing the
though.
doggy.
It's a bit scary because they look way older than they do. I don't know.
Yeah,
like,
I agree.
Like during like school holidays, like the high school kids are on the train. I'm like, oh my god, I can't tell if this girl's like 14 or like 22. You know
I
what
was
mean?
literally at the beach this past summer at Clovelly.
Yeah.
And like Clovelly's like I can show you so much like your picture stuff or whatever.
Yeah.
And like me and John are like hanging and we see a bunch of like high school girls walking around.
Yeah.
And I'm like, are they wearing Cartier love bracelets?
Yeah.
Those bracelets are like $8,000.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, kids are just like,
Yeah.
It is Eastern Suburbs.
I'm crying, but yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, and like just evolved so quickly, and then now it's like honestly, like the derpy phase was nice. Something to look back on.
It's iconic in its own way though, because I feel like it's kind of nice to see like we really didn't care about that part of our lives when you were that age. It's very much like, oh, it's just a good vibe. You're just having a good time with your friends.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, but I feel like now dude, I feel like I struggle with social media and just like seeing other people dress like as an older in my 20s and stuff. I can't imagine like having that influence when I'm like
that's actually so true.
And being like so impressionable and like
yeah.
And you don't earn your own money yet, and you're probably asking your mom like, oh my god, can I spend money on like this really high end fashion brand that you just doesn't make sense for you to spend at that age. So it's like hard. I don't know. Things to think about because even like the Gen, I don't know, Alpha now. It's like
I think it's X.
Yeah, I don't know, man. But it's like crazy to grow up in that environment in itself with so much.
It's true. I feel like in high school, like we were all wearing the same thing or like something so similar, and like we all looked kind of derpy, and like nobody like
cared as much.
Really cared as much, right?
Yeah.
We'd be like, oh, like what is that outfit or something like that. And
yeah.
Then, like the kids with outfits wouldn't really stand out either. It's like, it's like you like an even playing field.
Like less hyperfixation on like the external.
Yeah.
There's like a bit more. I don't know.
For sure.
Reading it,
no, for sure. I feel like that's true. Yeah. I feel like that's true.
I think there's like social media in general though, just the exposure of all that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I do think it needs to be regulated a little bit for like younger kids, just so that they're not. I don't know, like just because they're so impressionable. But yeah. My 2 cents.
But also, I feel like fashion, like these days, I think what I've learned is like Jeremy's like, oh, like find your mans or whatever. Like honestly, like as long as you feel confident in whatever you're wearing, that's all that matters.
I feel like it's the energy, right? Because when you dress in something that you feel good in, it's just like it translates to just how you present yourself.
It doesn't matter what people think.
Because I actually think it's a bad thing if you're dressing for someone else, because then it's like you're just tailoring to what they think you like, and then it's like if whatever happens, like if you date like it doesn't work out or whatever, you're like, oh my god, like my entire identity is tied to like what this other person likes, and you don't have your own sense of self, kind of thing.
Right.
So yeah.
Yeah, like I'll never wear leather jackets, bro, no matter how cute that girl is.
I love leather jackets. You don't like leather jackets.
I was like,
yeah.
I don't know. It seems kind of like greasy and like New Jersey, like Snooki kind of.
Snooki.
Yeah, like that.
Fair. I love my leather jacket.
I think girls with leather jackets is fun.
Yeah, fair. Yeah. But yeah, no, I see it. But I was gonna make a point, but I forgot.
Huh?
Yeah. I feel like not everyone can rock. I don't reckon I can rock a leather jacket.
That's what I'm saying.
That's fair.
Do it well.
That's fair. I was gonna say something, but I forgot. But you guys can go.
Yeah, and then like I don't know. Also, like I think the date camera died. You already started.
Alright, we back.
Hello. No intermission. We're just gonna constantly have an intermission whenever the camera battery dies.
Okay. Oh my god.
It's a good way. Everybody needs a little break.
And then we just abruptly entered the fashion topic, but we're moving on.
What was I even talking about with the fashion topic?
I think you were saying something like finding your sense of self in fashion or something. Like your personal style.
Yeah. Being confident, like not wearing for somebody else.
Yeah, because I feel like it's a form of like self-expression too. But obviously, like
it is.
It's hard because I feel like fashion now is more accessible, so there's more options. But also, it's just like I feel like overconsumption is also an issue with like the amount of like clothes that are available to buy. Like no one really needs like 20 different tops or something. Like from a need perspective. Obviously, like it's nice to have. So I feel like I've also been balancing like whether or not like that makes sense. Like I said, like I don't shop often, but when I shop, I can shop a lot. So I try to limit that. Yeah. So it's like trying to find a balance.
No, bro. Like when I was like I try to keep it minimal. Like I don't have too much stuff. But when I started I was like, okay, I'm gonna start dating. And I started dating, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna need clothes to go on
first
dates.
impressions matter,
right?
Yeah.
So then I was like, okay, I went shopping. Nice. I purchased a set a set of clothes I was wearing.
First date night. I love that.
No, for first, second, and third day with new girls I was going
out. Oh my god, for everyone?
Well, no, so if I went on 3 dates with 3 different girls, I was the three first dates, right?
Yeah.
So I wear the same thing for each first date.
Okay.
Right? I love that.
Actually, it's like a uniform. No, but it takes out the decision making.
Right. And I was like, I know this fit is swaggy. I feel confident this fit. I'm gonna wear it every first day.
Fair.
But when I started going out with Mavis, we went on the 4th or 5th or 6th
You're like, fuck,
day.
what do I pull out?
And then I told her, I was like, on the 7th date, I was like, yeah,
I'm gonna default back to old Eddie. This is the real me. The free trial is over, so you're gonna get the real Eddie now.
I'm like, you've seen all the outfits. I'm just gonna recycle now.
I mean, to be fair, that's what a washing machine is for.
Right? That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. And then but that that was the point where I was like, we were comfortable. I was like, I'll just be honest, like I don't have any more clothes to wear.
You said you had no more clothes to wear.
I said I don't have any other going out clothes to wear.
Fair.
And she was like, oh, fair enough. It is like a 7th date or something. She always seemed to find a way to mix it up. She also has minimal style too. Like she's minimalist. Like,
yeah.
Caps or whatever. But she finds a way to mix it up where it looks different. But I got my same pair of Lulu's, my parachute pants, and then my tops, and then
Oh my god, we should do a fashion styling video for the boy. I thought that'd be so fun.
That'd be fun.
Where all the girl get maybe it's the comment. We're just like let's mix and match for the guy.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it'd be so fun. But yeah, no, I get it. It's like I think building a capsule wardrobe takes time because I feel like at the start when you're oh my god, I want to rethink my style. A lot of things don't necessarily go together. Yeah. And it's like when you're buying an outfit, it's like how many times can I wear this shirt? Because I feel like there's some clothes where it's like that one shirt only goes with that one pair of pants. Or that's the one shirt that only looks good in that one occasion. Yeah. So it's like hard to mix it up. So I think learning how to buy clothes that suit different occasions for different uses is good. It's kind of multi-purpose versus one. But there's a time and place for everything. I feel like, for example, if it's a really, really formal event, only a suit is the only thing that suits it. You do need to buy that one suit.
I mean, okay, so the boat party that me and Mavis went to last week, the person was the theme was colored, and she was pink, yellow.
Girls love to do that. I love it.
Pink, yellow, white. I think it was pink, yellow, and white. I was okay, I'm a guy. I don't really. I'm not gonna wear pink. And
guys are good in pink dress shirts, baby pink dress shirts.
Yeah, but I just didn't really have anything pink. Okay, I didn't have anything yellow either.
Okay, I don't have anything yellow.
I was gonna come in all white, so I was like, "What do you want me to wear?"
My tennis gear.
It was the worst colors, but it was still fun.
It's hard for a guy. It's hard for a guy. It's very spring colors.
Yeah, she bought a really pretty dress that was completely yellow.
Yeah,
I was like, that works. And everybody else wore a pink dress, and I was like, that works.
Pink dress shirt. I think guys are good in pink dress shirts.
Yeah, true.
My dad's
I don't know, dude. Don't need it. A little too beta for me. No.
Are you sure I'm pink dress shirts now?
A little bit, bro. I'm not gonna wear a pink dress shirt. I don't really think I'd wear that out very often.
Yeah, I can't really see you wearing a pink dress shirt. Not really unless it's a pink Arc'teryx jacket or something.
Yeah, maybe. It's gotta be a dark pink.
A fuchsia, maybe. A really loud one.
If it was just pink theme, bro, Shelby, you gotta wear.
Okay, if it was just pink theme.
Just pink.
But I think it was pink, yellow, and white. Pink, I wore a mustard white. Mustard yellow.
Oh yeah, that could work. Yeah, with stripes or something.
Yeah, that was a good shirt.
So I think that kind of is fair.
Anyways, back to the finance. Finish what we were talking about for the very beginning.
Yep.
Let's come back.
Let's circle back. So I don't remember where I left off.
Oh, I guess so Carol asked you to move in. You crunched the numbers, and you were like, "That's expensive."
Oh, I guess my decision out of that. I think it's just in your 20s, for example, time, money, these are limited resources, right? So you don't have an unlimited amount of it. So it's okay, it's kind of allocating resources to things you prioritize in. So for example, are you prioritizing home ownership now? Are you prioritizing expanding your friend group and keeping your social circle up? Because I think that's worthy of an investment. You get if you you need good quality people to live a quality life. You know
for sure. And I have some friends who still live at home. Yeah, and they lived at home since it was very common actually when remote where people would just live at home.
Yeah,
right. But in the U.S. it's actually less. Sorry, before COVID in the U.S. generally once you finish high school you'd move to college. Yeah, and you live by yourself. Yeah, and with friends and stuff like that. Yeah, but then when COVID happened, everybody moved home and then they had no jobs and they figured I might as well just stay living at home
because you save so much.
Right, but I mean it is true you can save rent, but it's the experience of living by yourself. You just learn so much more. There's more, not only just household chores that you can learn stuff at home, but in terms of just navigating the an independent adult world. Yeah, right? If you just live at home,
it's too comfortable sometimes.
You're too siloed.
Yeah,
you're in the same hometown with the same people, and you're not forced to make new friends. You're not forced to
You're in your comfort zone.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I think it's actually worth the price of getting out of your comfort zone to like, experience those new things sometimes. That being said, like I do also like going home and like not paying rent. So like, I like mix it up sometimes. Right? For example, when I go home this year, I'm gonna like sublease my room out for like a month. Yeah. So then I'll get to save rent for like a month. Yeah. And then like when I'm still coming back and like living like real life. Yeah. Yeah, I hear that, and I feel like it's a hard case. I was talking to my parents about it as well, but it's like, I guess for context, it's like I moved from Malaysia to Australia for university, so it's I do live alone in the apartment. Recently, my sister has moved back in, so it's like it's more of a shared space now. Yeah. But I think so. I've been living alone for the last 3 years, and I actually really enjoy having my own space and everything. But I think this time of your life is like the only short couple years where you get to experience living with your friends, where you're both like earning money. It's not like in college where like everyone's a little bit broke. Everyone's kind of like the priority is to study, get good grades, and get a good job, and like maximize like your college experience. Whereas now it's like, oh, everyone has the money to like travel, to their own hobbies, like to host and have like friend dinner parties, that sort of thing. It's like a time where people are like more adaptable to these kinds of changes in life too. So I feel like that experience would be really rewarding as well. I think as long as I think that's a thing. If that's your priority, like that makes sense. And as long as you're not being like reckless, like you're not completely like obliterating through like your entire life savings, and you're still planning for that in the future, like it's still fine. It's like an investment. It's like, are you choosing to invest your time in experiences into like this financial thing? Because it's always like a trade-off. I feel like everything in life now, like there's an opportunity cost. Whereas like, for example, like you spend, like I think a lot of people I've spoken to are like, consider like moving like to different cities, like and leaving home. So it's like it's always that trade-off where like it's so like cool, it's so exciting, but there's also downsides where you might feel lonely, you might struggle, maybe you actually find you don't like the country you moved to, or like like the job that you like risked, you dropped everything for, like you actually don't like, or you could be like the bestest friends of your life, you could like realize you love it there. It's like always a trade-off. Or like for example, like I guess in my case is moving out, like I will probably like I'll get new experiences doing my hobbies, and like I just want to like see if like it's like if I can build my life in a different suburb or a different part of Sydney. And I feel like that's valuable in its own way, because things are kind of, how do I phrase it, like time based, because like this is like you're never gonna get this part of your 20s back, if that makes sense. And it's like, but there's all these big decisions. I feel like I'm pretty indecisive as a person, whether it comes to like big life decisions or like what I want for lunch. And it's like I go back and forth. I think it stems from like, oh my god, like I need to make the perfect decision the first time. But I feel like moving out is one of those decisions, if I find like down the line it doesn't make sense anymore, it's like, oh, I can still pivot. Like I think the only decision where you can't really go back on is having a kid, because if you're a parent, you're just like a parent forever regardless of what happens. But a lot of things like you can kind of decide if this, and you can reevaluate like in a couple months, in a year's time, whether it's like a decision that still like serves you or not. So I think where I'm at, it's like when my sister moving in, like I'm gonna stay with her for a couple more months until like she settles in and she gets her feet on the ground, and then I'm gonna reevaluate. But I am leaning towards it though. I feel like it is something that I want to experience in this time. I think like within the bounds of that, like what are factors that I can save on? Maybe like we get a third roommate and do a shared house. That might save like a little bit, take the stress off it. But I still get like the purpose of moving out is to have this shared experience with other people, not live like a glamorous, pay $1,000 a week sort of like lifestyle, be reckless about it. So I think seeing where you can like make your compromises on, but like still reach your end goal is kind of theirs. Also, like there's no like perfect time to move out, no perfect time to like get the perfect place, or like to have like the perfect timeline. So it's like, okay, what can you and like compromise on, and like realize that what makes sense. So it's like, okay, I'm gonna move out for a year, this is how much I'm gonna invest in like this experience, versus like that isn't gonna go to my savings or like whatever. You told Kel no, didn't you? Yeah. So like also, I don't know if we want to put like other people's. This is like we can cut this part off, but like the Carol's part. We can just say when we're moving out, but we don't have to like name drop who we're moving in with, because I don't know. Anyway, I'll this is gonna be like the post production part.
Yeah, so I am not moving out now because the friend who I potentially might have moved out with is looking for a roommate on a pretty short notice, like within the next 2 weeks, I believe.
Yeah.
And I promised my sister I was gonna help out with her for a little bit, for like a month or two at the very least. So maybe like in July and August, that's like winter in Australia, which I find is slightly less hectic on the rental market. Although I hear interest rates are going down, so maybe that might help in the renters market or not. We'll see. But yeah, I'm going away for like a little bit in June, so I realistically can't look at anything until I come back in like July. That makes more sense, yeah. So we'll see.
Yeah.
We will circle back and see whether or not she actually moves out this year. But these are just my thought processes.
She's all big talk.
Nah, but yeah, we'll see.
Cool.
Right, let's wrap up.
Yeah, let's do it.
Anyways, we've gone on a tangent of topics today, but that's all right.
Worthwhile topics.
Yeah.
We love to.
And you got a cooking bag. Try the steamed noodle recipes.
We'll put it in the comments down below. You'll get a TikTok of him soon. We touched on personal style.
We've got our new, obviously, our podcast member here, Zoe, who is here for the first time, and so yeah, it's good to have her on board. But yeah, that's all for today. Thank you for watching the third episode of Late Night Hotpot, and we'll see you next time.
All right.
Bye.
Peace out.
I'm going all out.